Hello everyone, thank you for stopping by my channel. My name is Jana Leigh, and today I'm going to do something a little bit different today. I'm going to mix my two favorite things, which are makeup and books. So today I got most of my makeup on except for only thing left is lips and eyeshadow. So I'm going to be testing out a new palette I bought from ColourPop. And I'm going to review the book A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas. So, if you want to see what I got to say about it and see my outlook, just keep watching. Okay, so A Court of Silver Flames. Um, I really wasn't going to read the book. I know I always say that, and I do it anyway, because I wasn't going to read the book. And really, I didn't read the book. I listened to the audio. So technically, I didn't read it. So don't judge me. But I listened to the audio, and I wasn't going to read it or listen to it because I really don't like Nesta. I do not like her as a character. She is just a bitch. She's a bitch. And if she would just keep her bitchiness to herself, that'd be one thing. But she's a bitch to everybody. And I just can't, I don't like people like that. I don't like people like that. Now, Cassian, I love Cassian. He is awesome. He is so funny and witty, and I love Cassian. But Nesta, I don't like her. So, yeah. But the book, the scene, the sex week scenes are hot as usual. Um, and I was secretly rooting for Nesta after a while, after I kept reading and finding out more about her and why does she act the way she does. But in all actuality, though, I still don't like her. Like, Nesta is not the type of person I would hang out with. We don't have anything in common. I Yeah, yeah. So anyway, so this is the palette I'm going to be using from ColourPop. And look at those colors. They are gorgeous. So gorgeous. So back to the book. So Nesta, the book starts out. Nesta is just in this deep depression. She and her family kind of does this intervention on her, which I found kind of funny. I thought it was a little bit hilarious that they did the intervention, but she at some point she had to have seen this coming. She had to have seen this coming. So I'm sorry, y'all. I'm gonna look into the mirror. So I don't feel sorry for her. She felt like she was ganged up on. I don't care. Like she was just wilding out on her sister's dime and her sister and Reese's dime. I don't feel sorry for her. I'm surprised they waited as long as they did, to be honest. And so they gave her an ultimatum: either you get kicked out and go back to the human lands, or just leave the leave our property, basically our land, or you go train every day with Cassian. And right away I was like, y'all do know Cassian has the hots for her, and y'all are just basically setting them up. That's what I was thinking. So of course she doesn't want to do it. Amron is just like, she felt betrayed by Amron, but Amron was kind of harsh, really, just kind of harsh. But I mean, was it a lie? I mean, did she lie? No, she didn't. You need to straighten yourself up. You're just wasting away. You're sleeping around. You're just destroying yourself, really. So she goes along with it. She's and at first she just, when it comes to training, she was just kind of like, I'm just gonna sit here. They said I had to come, but they didn't say I have to participate. Like it, she was just a bitch. Just oh my god. So so the first couple of days, she was just like, I'm just gonna sit here and watch Cassian take his shirt off and swing his big sword around. Which, what you think about, is really not a bad idea. I would watch Cassian swinging his big sword around. So, so anyway, don't judge me. So, um, after a while though, she starts to realize that she's just being a butthole. She's being just ignorant, really, if you want to tell the truth. Being really just not a nice person. So she decides she's gonna try to slowly turn her life around and just try. And but in this book we find out a lot about Nesta. Like she was sexually assaulted before she became a fairy. She which it goes into some details about it. And I really hate that for the girl. Because nobody deserves to be treated like that. That's just totally disgusting. And so that comes out in the book, and it comes out how she was treated by her mother versus her dad. She just felt like her dad, after their mom passed away, she just felt like her dad was just fell apart. Really, just became just lazy. And she never forgave him for that. She felt like he should have stepped up, and he, to be honest, that was the truth. But she just felt like he just kind of abandoned them. Even though he was right there with them, he just kind of abandoned them and just let them fend for themselves. And I really hate that. Cuz look how Nesta turned out. So, but eventually, Nesta, they made her work in the library. They sent her to the House of Wind. She had her old room was there. She would get up in the mornings, eat breakfast, train with Cassian. And she worked, after she got out of training, she would go and work for a few hours in the library under the House of Wind. And which she likes books, she writes. They always, it was kind of a running joke how she liked to read the smutty novels, and I'm like, hey, I like reading smutty novels too. Don't hate it till you try it, okay? So so yeah, she makes a friend in Gwen who works down there, and she eventually talks Gwen into coming to training. She talked Gwen into coming to training, and oh, what was that other girl's name that ran that shop where she got her leathers from? I want to say Emery. I want to say Emery. I'm not good with names, y'all. I want to say Emery. I'm just gonna go with Emery. So they end up training with Cassian and loving it. They really enjoyed it, and she started making new friends, and which really turned her life around. She was kind of held hostage in the house when they said the only way you're going to leave is you go down these 10,000 steps all the way down to the city. So, she wasn't about to do that. She was a drunk. She barely ate. She wasn't about to go down those 10,000 steps. So, that kind of pissed her off. And they wouldn't let her drink. Wouldn't let her drink any alcohol Like no alcohol was allowed. Like, and when Cassian came to the house, because he lived in the house too, him and Azrael, and if I know at one point she had walked in on Cassian like having a glass of wine, and all of a sudden the wine disappeared because it was agreed upon that nobody would drink in front of Nesta and nobody would give her alcohol to drink because she was a huge lush. So, yeah. So she was kind of ticked off about that at first because she was just dying to have a drink at first, and she tried going down those steps, 10,000 steps. I think the first time she made it barely past 100, and I almost died on the steps. That is not funny because I can't do that. So I'm not walking down 100 steps without gasping for my life. So yeah, so that happened. But yeah, overall, I mean, she does become friends with Emery and Gwen, and she talks other ladies, other of the priestesses into coming and joining the the training that they were doing with Cassian. And they really enjoyed it. It was hard at first, but they really got into it, and they start calling themselves the Valkyrie, and they started researching it and trying to find out what kind of let's say training that the Valkyrie did, what kind of belief system did they have, because they wanted to be like the Valkyrie, some powerful warriors. And I really like that. I love that part about the book. I like that part. But I like women empowerment though, so I like that. So they're on their way to becoming these warriors, which I thought was just, I thought that would never happen, to be quite honest, because it just seems so skittish. The priestesses did. Um, now I knew Nesta's ass would, you know, she got warrior written all over her. But she really encouraged the other girls to keep going and stick with it. And she became really a good influence on them. The love story between them, I liked it in a sense because she knew she had feelings for him, but she didn't want to admit how strong they were. So I found that kind of, I don't know, I hate to say cute, but just kind of, it intrigued me because that would be something that I would do. My old self, maybe. But yeah, she fought it tooth and nail, and Cassian knew that they were mates. He said in the book, he ended up saying that he knew from the moment he laid eyes on her that that was his mate, but he didn't want to say it and scare her away, which that would have definitely happened. I have no doubt about that. She would have she would have run for the hills. Let's be honest. So it took her a while. She didn't really admit it to the very end that they were mates. Spoiler alert, that happened. So they get caught up, Cassian, and they get caught up in this whole thing. They try to find the trove so that the queens can't use it. There was a harp, a crown, which they found out that one of the queens, the one that turned to a crone, I can't remember her name. She has the crown, which, so the queen had the crown, they found out later, that was part of this trove um, that was created. These items were created in the cauldron. Cauldron, yes. And so they found out the queen had the crown, and the crown had, you can influence just anybody into doing whatever you want. You can turn family against family, mates against each other, and they were going to try to get all the pieces of the trove together, which was three pieces, and they were going to keep it from anybody getting it, so they can like take over the whole world, basically. So Nesta and Cassian get caught up in that. Um, and the queen comes up with, this is a whole bunch of spoilers, by the way. So the queen comes up with this plan to um, try to get rid of Nesta, because Nesta has the power to take objects like swords or whatever and put her power into it and make it into it like a deadly weapon. So, um, so the queen tried to take Nesta out the picture, and actually she came up with this plan to put Nesta into the, what's it called, the blood right, where so they Gwen, Nesta, and Emery all get kidnapped and thrown into the blood right against their will, and they're dumped in separate places on the mountain. But they eventually all come together. The queen gets captures Cassian, puts him under influence, and he is right at the end. Nesta helps Gwen and Emery reach the top so they can touch the um the rock, or the whatever that was, to end the blood right, and they won. And so, because she was being attacked by somebody that was under the influence of the queen and her crown, and all of a sudden Cassian pops up and tries to hurt Nesta, and she was kind of confused. But then the queen and the crony queen, she pops up, whatever her name is, I don't know. She pops up, and then she this is so not play. I don't know why I'm laughing, but yeah, Cassian kind of fakes his own death so Nesta can get really fired up and get all release her power. Everybody was afraid of her, what her power can really do, and with good reason. She had released her power, killed the queen, took the crown back, admitted that Cassian was her mate, and then they all lived happily ever after. So I like this story. I didn't love it because I don't like Nesta. I don't like Nesta. But I'm excited for an Azrael book. That's who I Azrael is Bae. He is my Bae. That's my book boyfriend. And he has this mysterious, sexy vibe going on. I want to know more about him. So I'm kind of waiting on Cassian's book, and I cannot wait. But not Cassian, Azrael. Azrael. I'm waiting on Azrael's book. So, but I do like Cassian. But I'm like in love with Azrael. Azrael is Bae. That's my Bae. That's my hubby. He doesn't know it yet, but he's my hubby. Anyway, I would give this book probably 4 out of 5 stars. I give it 4. It was entertaining. It was well written. The scenes were written. You know, Sarah J. Maas. The only thing I don't like, Sarah J. Maas. She will take 2 pages to describe like a table. I felt myself just zoning out when she did that until she got to the good, like the dialogue or whatever. But I'm just, Sarah, just call it a brown table and move on. You don't have to tell it was made by these, you know what I'm trying to say. Just, that's annoying. It's really annoying. So, other than that, I would give this book 4 stars because I don't like Nesta, and I don't like the wordiness, the flowery words that she used to describe stuff. I don't care about that. I'll just get to the nitty gritty. So, anyway, I hope you enjoyed this review. Right now, I'm trying to get through The Red Queen, which I'm not even halfway through that book, to be honest. I just got through listening to The Quarter Silver Flames. And then after that, I'm going to finish up, like I said, I'm going to finish up reading Red Queen. And then I still have the lore, and I still have Kingdom of the Wicked. I have, so, but I don't know if I'm gonna read that. I really been wanting to read. Well, I mean, I'm gonna read these books, but I really want to read a reverse harem. I really been craving a good reverse harem. I know a lot of people don't like those. I love them. That is my new favorite thing. I love them. So, anyway, if you have any recommendations about a good reverse harem, please put in the comments and I will catch you in the next video. See you later. Bye.